Let's fix this little guy, he's a little tilted. All right, is that better? All right, hopefully. Hey guys, it's Sergeant Davidson coming at you from Huntsville, Alabama. I'm an active duty Air Force recruiter, and I'm gonna continue the trend of videos giving specific details about Air Force benefits. This one is gonna be a doozy, okay? It's probably my most requested, and it's probably my favorite benefit that the Air Force offers to its airmen, and that's gonna be education, okay? So I could spend an hour on this video. I'm gonna try to keep it below 10 minutes, but just bear with me because the amount of programs and activities the Air Force has to offer concerning education and bettering yourself is just unbelievable. It's phenomenal. No other branch comes close to us. So first and foremost, let me dive right into it. We are the only military branch with our own community college. So the CCAF, Community College of the Air Force. We just went through the reaccreditation process, and pretty much what it means is our training is so high up there, it is the equivalent of college level training. We are the only military branch with that accreditation. I'm extremely proud of it. It's awesome. So what that means in layman's terms is when you come in, you're gonna start earning a paycheck, experience, and a college education all at the same time. So for example, when you go through basic military training, you're gonna earn PE credits for that. Transitioning from basic military training to tech school, depending on how long your tech school is, you could earn 12 college credits up to 50. Just depends on your tech school length and what it's covering. Me, for example, before I was a recruiter, I was in fuels. So petroleum, oil, and lubricants, that tech school was roughly about 46 days total in length, and I got 12 college credits from that. Corresponding, when you do your on-the-job training, you're gonna get college credit for that as well. And then all of your leadership courses, and then if you do any additional, we call them SEIs, Special Experience Identifiers, they're like more schooling on top of your basic school, you're gonna get college credit for that. So for example, in the Air Force alone, just through all of my training, my upgrade courses, my leadership courses, I have earned 58 college credits just from the Air Force alone, from the community college. That's not counting all the classes I've taken and the certifications that the Air Force has given me and that I've had to earn. So just alone, you know, almost enough to get an associate's. On top of that, I do have my associates, and I have 2 associates from the Community College of the Air Force. So my first one is in logistics. So you have to get 64 college credits, and a lot of those are gonna be taken care of right off the bat by just doing your job and going through tech school and stuff like that. Now, the ball is in your court. You're gonna have to take some humanities, you know, writing, speech class, maths. You're gonna have to knock those out. And later on in the video, I'll tell you how you can knock those out very easily to get your CCAF. But I have 2 associates from the Air Force. First one's in logistics, covering my old career field in fuels. And then I got a second one when I cross-trained into recruiting. I got one in human relations. So that's another great thing. Your CCAF degree is tied to your particular career field. So for example, one of our largest career fields is security forces. They get it in criminal justice. And then when one of them, let's say they wanted to cross-train into fuels, boom, now they've got theirs in logistics. So those credits transfer over into your new CCAF. So pretty dang phenomenal. Already got 2 degrees from the Air Force, and like I said, they're accredited, so they easily transfer right into a bachelor's. Can't beat that. That's pretty dang awesome. That's what I did. I transferred my logistics CCAF right into my bachelor's program for my bachelor's in logistics from Trident University, and now I'm only about 8 classes away from getting my bachelor's completely free. So talked enough about the CCAF, now let's talk about tuition assistance. Tuition assistance is $4,500 that you get per year to pursue your education goals. So when I say education goals, that can be anything from completing your CCAF. So, you know, if you wanna knock out your CCAF and take some of those speech, math classes, use that tuition assistance. Every base comes with a education office, and the great thing is if you don't like online classes, most campuses near the base will have a satellite office at the education office. So for example, in Mount Home Air Force Base in Idaho, because it was close to Boise State, they had a satellite office there offering Boise State University classes on base. So for the convenience of my airmen when they got off work, they would immediately go to school on base. They didn't have to commute all the way to Boise, which is like an hour away, and then an hour back. They could go right there on base, knock out those courses, and have their CCF in hand. And the great thing is it was completely free because the Air Force's tuition assistance of $4,500 was paying for that. Now, if you run over $4,500, you can still apply for federal grants, FAFSA. There's a lot of scholarships that are available only specific to military. I knew some guys that were taking classes and they were actually getting paid money with FAFSA and the full tuition and scholarships. They were actually making money to go to school, which is just absolutely crazy. And you could totally do it. So there's a lot of videos out there detailing it. And if there's a lot of interest in this video, I'll break down that specific plan that you have to go through. But yeah, while you're in the Air Force, as long as you're taking so many courses, you can absolutely get paid on top of your normal paycheck to go to school. So you can't beat it. It's pretty dang awesome. But once you get your CCF knocked out and now you're applying for your bachelor's, that's what that $4,500 is per year. And let's say you've done the FAFSA and everything, you can then tap into your GI Bill. It's called the GI top up, and you can start using that to pay for more and more classes. But most people, the $4,500 per year is pretty good. All right, rolling into that, we then have CLEPs and DANTES tests, okay? These are standardized tests that if you complete them, you earn college credit. Traditionally, these are offered to anybody. You just have to go to a testing center and take the test, and the fees range from $250 to $500 per test. And what they are is they're in specific subjects. So for example, there's English literature. You go in there, you take a test. If you score over the needed threshold, you then instantly are granted that many college credits. It just depends on the CLEPs or DANTES test. But for example, I CLEPed 6 courses through the Air Force and it cost me $0. Because guess what? If you go in there, you didn't study, and you fail, no harm, no foul. It's gonna cost you no money. So that's pretty dang amazing. And then if you go in there and you pass, you just got 30 college credits in 30 minutes, however long it took you to take the test. So I knocked out almost all the prereqs for my CCF doing the CLEPs and DANTES when I was a young airman. So it was extremely, extremely easy. Cannot stress that enough. CLEPs and DANTES are awesome, and you can rack up, 12 college credits in a day if you take 3 tests and you pass them. And they're going to be taken at the education office, traditionally on most bases. So it's extremely easy. On my lunch break at work, I'd zip over there really quick, take a CLEP, and then zip back to work. Really, really easy. All right, last thing I want to talk about, actually, 2 things. The first one is going to be Air Force Cool. That's going to be Air Force Credentialing Opportunities Online. That's a long acronym. But the great thing about this rolled out, like 5 years ago. The Air Force saw a need for giving their airmen the ability to get certifications because they found out people leaving, bam, they got the education, they got the experience, they got the clearance, but you know what they don't have? Certifications. So the Air Force is great at adapting, and they saw that this was something that their airmen needed to make them more marketable when they get out and to make them more lethal airmen while they're in. So the Air Force Cool is $4,500 to get credentialing opportunities in your particular career field. So it just depends on what type of certifications you get. They are tied to your specific career field. You can get one certification not in your career field. So for example, I have 2 certifications. I have one in my Natural Petroleum Management Association, and I got that when I was in fuels. Being a recruiter, I've only been doing this for about 10 months. I've had the opportunity to get my Human Resources certification. So I have 2. That $4,500 is a lifetime cap. So right now I only have around $3,000 left to use on certifications. But I have 10 more years to do that. And trust me, in those 10 years, I'm gonna make sure all that money's gone, because when I leave, I wanna make sure I'm taking all of my education and all my certifications with me because I wanna be marketable when I get out. All right, last thing we're gonna talk about, I know I'm coming up close to that 10 minutes. Try not to make this too long. It's gonna be the post 9/11 and the Montgomery GI Bill. So everyone knows about these awesome benefits. When you get out, they're gonna cover your education. So when I retire at 39, if I wanted to, and I hadn't already got my bachelor's, I wanted to pursue my master's or my PhD, I will then use the post 9/11. And what that does is the Air Force is gonna pay my tuition directly to the college, so I don't gotta worry about it. They're gonna give me a yearly book stipend of $1,000 to help me pay for my books, and then they're gonna pay me a monthly BAH, or basic allowance for housing, for that particular area. It just depends on what area you're going to school at, but it can range from $800 to $2,000. Who knows? Just depends on where you're going to school at, to help me pay for my housing. So they're going to pay the school directly, they're going to pay for my books, and they're going to pay for my place to live. You get 4 years of that, okay? The great thing is too, you can transfer that to your family members while you're in. So let's say you knock out your bachelor's, you don't want to go to school anymore after using your tuition assistance, and you've got 2 kids. You could give 2 years to one kid and 2 years to your other child. So pretty dang awesome. You give it to your spouse even. The opportunities are endless, or if you want, you can hang on to it and you could, get 3 more bachelors or 2 masters. Just depends on you. Same thing with the Montgomery GI Bill. The Montgomery GI Bill is more catered towards a trade school though. So if you get out and you want to become a carpenter or a plumber, you would more use the Montgomery GI Bill for that particular avenue. So I went a little over the 10 minutes, guys. I apologize. I covered a ton of stuff in this video. If you got any questions, if you're one of my delayed entry member programs, please reach out to me and I can answer those questions for you. But if not, you guys have a great day. Reach out to your local Air Force recruiter if anything I told you about sounds interesting, and you guys have a great day. All right, see you later.